monsoon? Monsoon is not simply a feature of India. Monsoon means reversing winds. The reversing winds can be a feature of all the tropical eastern latitude countries. All the countries that are there in the tropical eastern one. So basically monsoon hota kya? Monsoon is reversing winds. There is reversal of the winds. Kahan dikhti hai? 20-30 degree latitude pe dikhti hai. When these winds are onshore, that is they blow from ocean to land, they will bring rainfall. When they are offshore, they will bring dry conditions. I've said the monsoon is not simply a feature of India. Monsoon is feature of the tropical countries, the eastern side of the countries. So this is where in the month of March, this is where your sun is. In the month of March, ये आपका sun है. क्या देख रहे हैं? Monsoon देख रहे हैं. Monsoon क्या है? Reversing winds. Reverse क्यों करती है? क्योंकि sun shift होता है. Sun shift होगा तो क्या shift होगा? Pressure belts will shift. ITCZ will shift. As ITCZ shifts, you will see that how does it change in the direction of wind is. Wind का direction कैसे change होता है. तो पहले reverse हो रही है. क्यों हो रही है? sun के movement के कारण. Pressure के movement के कारण. Pressure belts ITCZ के movement के कारण. तो sun in the month of March is here. Sun in the month of March is at the equator. Sun in the month of June is at the Tropic of Cancer. तो जब sun यहाँ पे था, तब you had northeast winds and you had southeast winds. When the sun starts moving towards north, ITCZ also starts moving towards north. ITCZ भी north की तरफ move होगा. So as ITCZ starts moving towards the north, the ITCZ will turn the southeast winds to southwest winds. क्या हो रहा था? When the sun was here, ITCZ was at the equator. जब sun यहाँ पे था, ITCZ भी equator पे था. So ITCZ means the meeting up of northeast winds and the meeting up of southeast winds. As the sun moves north, ITCZ also moves north. Okay, as the sun moves north, ITCZ also moves north. ITCZ moves north. So what happens is, this is the place where northeast winds and southeast winds should converge. यहाँ पे आपकी northeast winds हो गई, यहाँ पे आपकी southeast winds हो गई. But converge कहाँ करेगी? Converge तो ITCZ पे करेगी. So ये southeast winds क्या हो जाएगा? It will turn to right after crossing the equator. So initially at India, what was the wind? In the month of March, northeast winds. But in the month of June, what do you have? Southwest winds. What happens? And this is not just a feature of India. You will see, यहाँ पे भी northeast winds थी, अब क्या आ गई? Southwest winds आ. यहाँ पे भी northeast winds थी, यहाँ पे क्या हो गई? Southwest winds आ. So monsoon is reversing winds. It's not simply a feature of India. It's also a feature of Southeast Asia. It's also a feature of Caribbean coast. Southern hemisphere में क्या होता है? This is the month of June. In the southern hemisphere, what will happen? In the month of December, the sun has moved to the Tropic of Capricorn. ITCZ also moved towards the Capricorn. ITCZ भी Capricorn की तरफ move होगा. तो क्या होगा? Southeast winds is meeting the northeast winds. Because the southeast winds is meeting the northeast winds. As it is meeting the northeast winds will turn and become northwest winds. तो यहाँ पे भी reversing wind थी, यहाँ पे भी reversing wind हुई, यहाँ पे भी reversing wind हुई. Monsoon क्या होता है? Reversing winds. क्यों reverse हो रहा है? Because sun move हो रहा है. क्या हो रहा है? Sun is moving north and south. As sun is moving north and south, there is shift in the ITCZ. That means there is shift in the belt where the winds are meeting. At the ITCZ, northeast and southeast winds meet. Northeast winds, जब ये turn हो जाएगी तो हो जाती है northwest और यहाँ पे है southeast. जब वो north की तरफ होती है तो southeast winds turn and become what? They become the southwest winds. तो हमारे यहाँ पे जो winds आ रही है, that is what? The winds that you see in India are nothing but southeast winds that have modified and become साउथ वेस्ट विंड्स। तो हम क्या देख रहे हैं? वी आर लुकिंग एट सीजन्स इन इंडिया. What is the condition in winter season? What is the condition in the summer season? And what is monsoon? Monsoons are reversing winds. Why does the wind reverse? The sun shifts. What happens if the sun shifts? ITCZ shifts. What is ITCZ? Where the trade winds meet. And the trade winds को meet कराना है. तो जब तक ITCZ इक्वेटर पे है तब तक तो समझ आ रहा है that southeast winds and southeast winds and the northeast winds are meeting. Southeast winds and northeast winds are meeting. But as it moves north, you have different scenario that is operating. यहाँ पे भी winds ही meet कर रही हैं, but southeast winds turn हो जाती है southwest में और फिर वो meet करती हैं northeast winds को. फिर वो meet करती हैं northeast. All of you, are you getting this? Yes or no? किसको doubt है बताओ please. डरना नहीं है, बताना. I think I should not scare you, though I have a serious face. नेहा, चंद्रमौली, अनुष्का, ब्रिजेश, ऑनलाइन वाले स्टूडेंट्स बताएंगे डाउट होगा. बताओ कोई डाउट है? ऑनलाइन स्टूडेंट्स क्लियर? मैं पूछूं फिर क्वेश्चन? यस. हाँ, इक्वेटर पे हमेशा कन्वेक्शन बहुत स्ट्रांग होता है. इक्वेटर पे हीटिंग बहुत स्ट्रांग होती है. इक्वेटर पे फॉर एवरी सीजन, फॉर एवरी डे ऑफ द ईयर, इट इज 12 आवर्स ऑफ डे एंड 12 आवर्स ऑफ नाइट. इक्वेटर पे हमेशा यही कंडीशन, चाहे वो इधर हो, चाहे वो इधर हो, चाहे वो इधर हो. इट इज ऑलवेज 12 आवर्स ऑफ डे फॉर द इक्वेटर एंड 12 आवर्स ऑफ नाइट. जब 12 घंटे कन्वेक्शन हो रहा है तो काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग कन्वेक्शन, जब 12 घंटे सन है तो काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग कन्वेक्शन होता है. तो इक्वेटर पे हमेशा नियरली कांस्टेंट 4 बजे बारिश आएगी, 2 बजे बारिश आएगी, 3 बजे बारिश आएगी, राइट? Because it cuts equator like that, no? The circle of illumination always cuts. It's cut by the tilted axis. The circle of illumination है हमेशा इक्वेटर पे चाहे कहीं पे भी सन हो इक्वल हाफ में डिवाइड करता है. If you look at your notes, rotation and revolution, you will see that circle of illumination always cuts wherever the sun is. The circle of illumination is always bisecting the equator. It is always 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. Yes, everything shifts. जैसे अगर नॉर्थ ईस्ट शिफ्ट हुई है तो क्या वेस्टर्ली शिफ्ट हो जाएंगी? हाँ, वेस्टर्ली हो जाएंगी. क्या पोलर ईस्टर्लीज कम हो सकती है? हाँ, पोलर ईस्टर्लीज की एक्सटेंट कम हो सकती है. सिमिलरली जब नीचे आएंगे तो वेस्टर्लीज भी शिफ्ट होगी, पोलर ईस्टर्लीज की एक्सटेंट कम होगी. तो प्रेशर बेल्ट्स का सब पे इम्पैक्ट पड़ता है. It impacts every the shift of the sun impacts every wind system. Trade winds, westerlies, polar easterlies. पक्का समझ आ गया? ठीक है. We are talking about monsoon. Let us firstly, what is monsoon? We understood monsoon is a seasonal reversal of winds. It is found at 20-degree latitude, 30-degree latitude, not just India, but throughout. And when this is onshore, it brings rainfall. When it is offshore, it brings dry condition. ये क्वेश्चन पूछा था 2014 में. Done, all of you? How many for A? How many for B? How many for C? How many for D? Nobody for D? Doubt C or D? वही तो क्वेश्चन है. How many for D? C. Nobody for D here also. The answer is C. The answer is C. Seasonal reversal of wind is a characteristic feature. Reversal is a characteristic feature of the monsoon. मेडिटेरेनियन सी में, मेडिटेरेनियन क्लाइमेट में रिवर्सल नहीं होता है. विंड शिफ्ट हो जाएगा, ट्रेड विंड्स हो सकता है, वेस्टर्लीज हो सकते हैं, बट रिवर्सल नहीं होता है. रिवर्सल इज ऑलवेज व्हाट 180 डिग्री चेंज, and reversal is something that is always seen in the monsoon. So answer is in the monsoon. This was about at least try to attempt this question. I'm not sure if you'll be able to attempt it correctly, but then at least try to attempt. The duration of monsoon decreases from the southern India to the northern India. It is talking about India. Second, the amount of annual rainfall in the northern plains decreases from east to west. Northern plains में बारिश east to west कम होती है. पूछ रहा है annual amount of rainfall. And it is saying the monsoon duration is more for the southern India and less for the northern India. How many for all of you done? पढ़ा? नहीं, time चाहिए, पढ़ो. Sneha says B, Shelva says B, Vihari says A. स्नेहा ने B बोला, चंद्रमौली ने C, विहारी ने A. कोई D भी बोल दो. चंद्रमौली C, सिद्धार्थ A. A B C, A B C, C A. बताओ. Yeah. How many for A? A. ठीक है. Where are you from? बिहार से. बिहार में ज्यादा बारिश है कि यूपी में? बिहार में ज्यादा बारिश है कि वेस्ट बंगाल में? कहाँ ज्यादा बारिश है? सही जगह से हो तुम, सही पकड़ा है. बिहार में ज्यादा बारिश है कि बंगाल में? बंगाल में. बिहार में ज्यादा बारिश है कि यूपी में? बिहार. वेस्टर्न यूपी में ज्यादा बारिश है कि ईस्टर्न यूपी में? ईस्टर्न यूपी में. क्या हो रहा है? नॉर्थ प्लेन्स पता है कहाँ से कहाँ तक? पंजाब में बारिश है, हरियाणा में बारिश है? नहीं है. तो क्या हो रहा है? बंगाल में ज्यादा बारिश है, बिहार में उससे ज्यादा है, ईस्टर्न यूपी में उससे बंगाल में ज्यादा है, उससे कम बिहार में, उससे कम ईस्टर्न यूपी में, उससे कम वेस्टर्न यूपी में, उससे कम पंजाब और हरियाणा में. तो सेकंड स्टेटमेंट क्यों गलत है? यू सेड ए नो. व्हाई सेकंड स्टेटमेंट रॉन्ग? The amount of rainfall, annual rainfall in the northern part of India decreases from east to west. Second statement is correct. How many for B? How many for B? Okay, so you think first statement is incorrect. That means you think that monsoon is of greater duration in Delhi and monsoon is of a smaller duration in Kerala. Kerala में 15 दिन के लिए, Delhi में 4 महीने के लिए. Is it correct? Is it correct or what? Delhi में monsoon is just for what? Rainfall is just for 10 days, 15 days. Punjab 10 days, 15 days. Kerala it rains for 4 months. Southwest monsoon wind. So the duration of monsoon is decreasing from southern to north. The duration of monsoon decreases from southern India to the northern India. Kerala has more duration of monsoon. Karnataka has more duration of monsoon compared to Punjab and Delhi. The duration of, you yourself only think, no, ITCZ is moving north. ITCZ shifts south. So obviously till the time it has moved north, monsoon has not come. Till the time it has not moved to the south, the monsoon is still there. Answer is what? C. How many for D? अब कोई नहीं बोल रहा है. But then how many of you actually thought it was D? Be honest. For our country, you can go regional, right? You will have more sense of clarity when you actually go take examples like Bihar, Bengal, UP, right? Punjab, Haryana, Kerala versus Delhi, Kerala versus, I generally use the word Chennai versus Kerala. ठीक है? That's because regional अगर हम सोचते हैं तो हमारे questions काफी सही होते हैं. The answer is C here. Yes. ठीक है? Okay. But then fine, because you would not know. So These were the two questions that have come. What is happening? We are talking about monsoon. We understand what is monsoon. I'll make you write everything, but listen. This is how the monsoon actually progresses. Monsoon first starts in Kerala, Andaman Nicobar, Kerala, and then it moves north, and then again it goes. So can you see? For Kerala, it is staying from June. For Kerala, it is staying up to October. But for Delhi, it starts reaching in the month of July, and then is withdrawn by the month of August. Okay, so July में आती है, August तक चली जाती है. So this is how your monsoon actually progresses in India. So it is increasing from south to north. It is for more duration in the southern India. It is for less duration in the northern India. The blue color is the monsoon and the associated rainfall. So what were we looking? We were looking at monsoon. What is monsoon? We understood what is monsoon. Now looking at the arrival of monsoon. When does monsoon arrive? Monsoon arrives when the 𝐼TCZ is established at Tropic of Capricorn. There is low pressure here. The wind starts getting attracted from the high pressure to the low pressure. But there is one important condition, is that not only should 𝐼TCZ, the surface pressure belt, shift, but also the upper tropospheric pressure belt should also move. The जो subtropical westerly jet stream है, this light, that also should move to the north of Tibet. If it moves north of Tibet, only then the monsoon can arrive. What is happening? In the month of March, sun is here, okay, at somewhere equator. So 𝐼TCZ is also at equator. For now, assume that. In the month of April, sun is here. May, the sun is here. But 𝐼TCZ यहाँ पे, but monsoon is not coming. Why? Because जब तक ये subtropical westerly jet stream north of Tibet नहीं चली जाती, तब तक monsoon India में नहीं आएगा. One important condition for monsoon winds to come into India is the northward shift of the subtropical westerly jet stream. Subtropical westerly jet stream has to move north of Tibet for monsoon to come in India. ऐसा क्यों? Because there is a law called as bi-ballot law. There's a law which says that जब भी आप wind के direction में जाते हो, whenever you move in the direction of the wind, wind के right में हमेशा high pressure रहेगा, wind के left में हमेशा low pressure रहेगा. So अगर subtropical westerly jet stream has to move to the north of Tibet, it will move to the north of Tibet. It will induce high pressure on the Tibet to the right, on the upper troposphere, because I'm talking about upper tropospheric winds. So it will induce high pressure on Tibet in the upper troposphere, and it will induce what? Low pressure at the surface. I'll explain it by writing. I am making 2-3 statements. Listen to that statements carefully. First statement that I'm making is this, that monsoon will arrive in India only when subtropical westerly jet stream is to the north of Tibet. If this is my Tibet, or let's say this is the Himalayas, what are monsoon winds? Monsoon winds are winds from mascarene high southeast winds from mascarene high turning and getting attracted to Tibet. These are nothing but the monsoon. What are monsoon winds? From the mascarene high, the southeast winds blow, turn right and gets attracted to the Tibet. Okay, Tibet low pressure is very important. Monsoon starts from mascarene high, gets attracted to the Tibet. That means a very strong high pressure at mascarene and a very strong low pressure at Tibet has to be there. Now, if there is subtropical westerly jet stream, if the subtropical westerly jet stream is flowing to the south of Tibet, okay, so there is a law which says this is upper tropospheric winds. The upper tropospheric wind or any wind to the right will induce what? High pressure. To the left will induce low pressure. So if this subtropical westerly jet stream is to the south of Tibet, it will induce high pressure here, it will induce low pressure here. But where? In the upper troposphere. The opposite condition will be on the ground. So it will have high pressure at the Tibet. As long as this starts moving north of Tibet, if it moves north of Tibet, it will lead to high pressure on the Tibet at the upper troposphere and will lead to a low pressure on the surface. इतना सिर्फ याद करना है कि subtropical westerly jet stream has to be north of Tibet for monsoon to come in India. क्यों? क्योंकि वो प्रेशर को डिस्टर्ब कर देता है. तिब्बत के हाई प्रेशर लो प्रेशर को डिस्टर्ब कर देता है. It's like this. This is, let's suppose this is Tibet. Okay, this is your subtropical westerly jet stream that is flowing. So this is the subtropical westerly jet stream that is flowing. If it is flows south of Tibet, अगर वो south of Tibet है, तो towards your high, it will lead to high pressure on the ceiling. It will lead to a low pressure on the surface. It will lead to a low pressure here. It will lead to a high pressure on the surface. So Tibet में अगर high pressure आ गया, then what will happen? Monsoon cannot arrive. If it starts moving north of Tibet, right, it to the top, it will lead to high pressure. It will lead to a low pressure on the surface. तो क्योंकि pressure disturb करता है, monsoon इंडिया में नहीं आ पाता. सिर्फ एक statement याद करना है that subtropical westerly jet stream has to be to the north of Tibet for monsoon winds to arrive. So what are we talking about? We are talking about monsoon. What is monsoon? How does it come? Why is it reversing winds? Where all do you see monsoon? The arrival of monsoon. So ITCZ has to shift north. Even STWJ, subtropical westerly jet stream, also has to be to the north of Tibet. So this is how it moves north. Then what happens? The wind starts coming from high pressure to the low pressure region. It starts moving from high pressure to the low pressure region. And this is your monsoon wind. यहाँ से monsoon wind का arrival starts. Northward shift of the sun. Pressure belt shifts northward. The subtropical westerly jet stream, ITCZ shifts northward. Trade wind gets attracted to the subcontinent and that causes the burst of the Indian monsoon. ठीक है, अब प्रोग्रेस की तरफ जा रहे हैं. We will moving towards progress. So this is how the wind is coming. Southwest wind. The southwest wind. Okay. As the southwest wind comes here, it gets bifurcated into two branches. One is called as the Arabian Sea branch. The other is called as Bay of Bengal branch. So this is my Arabian Sea branch. This is the Bay of Bengal branch. This Arabian Sea branch, because here you have what? Here you have Western Ghats. Here you have Eastern Ghats. Okay. The Arabian Sea branch actually gives rainfall where? On the western side of the Western Ghats. So if I actually have to study this, this is my Western Ghat. This is the Arabian Sea branch. This is the windward side. This is the leeward side. So Arabian Sea branch is majorly giving rainfall on the western side of the Western Ghat. So western side of Western Ghat means zyada barish hai. Western side of Western Ghats you have evergreen forest. It also gives rainfall here. There are evergreen forest here also. There is evergreen forest towards Andaman Nicobar. There is evergreen forest in Lakshadweep also because lot of rainfall. So on the western side of the Western Ghat, you have good rainfall. On the eastern side of Western Ghats, you don't have much of the rainfall. The same adiabatic warming, adiabatic cooling. यहाँ जा रही है adiabatic cooling, धीरे धीरे cool हो रही है, बारिश दे रही है. It is coming, it is descending, it is warming, it is not giving rainfall. So you have good amount of rainfall here. The Arabian Sea branch can move to Indian Peninsula. It is there, western side of Western Ghats se samajh aa gaya. It moves towards Indian Peninsula via 3 gaps. There are 3 gaps. One gap is Sabarmati Mahi gap, river के नाम पे Sabarmati Mahi gap. One is Narmada Tapi gap. वेस्टर्न घाट कंटिन्यूस है तो ब्लॉक कर देता है, वेस्टर्न साइड पे बारिश रखता है, बट कहीं कहीं गैप्स हैं, देयर आर सर्टेन गैप्स वेयर इट स्टार्ट्स एंटरिंग इंडिया, इनसाइड ऑफ इंडिया. इट कम्स वाया साबरमती माही गैप, इट कम्स वाया नर्मदा तापी गैप, एंड देयर इज आल्सो अ गैप टुवर्ड्स केरला called as Shenkotai gap. So it comes via those gaps in the mountain, passes via in the mountain. So it moves here. As it starts moving here, right? It moves parallel to Aravalli. It moves parallel to Aravalli. So it does not give much of the rainfall in Aravalli. It gives some amount of rainfall at the foothills of the Aravalli. The one that is Narmada and Tapi, they give rainfall at Amarkantak plateau. So अगर अरावली ऐसे नहीं ऐसे होता तो यहाँ पे काफी बारिश. The southern part of Aravalli would then have lot of rainfall, but Aravalli is like this, so wind starts moving parallel. So here it starts moving parallel, it starts moving parallel, it starts moving parallel. This is your Arabian Sea branch. What about Bay of Bengal branch? The Bay of Bengal branch is actually moving like this. It does not turn enough to get into the Indian Peninsula. ये Indian Peninsula में turn नहीं होती, but यहाँ पे you have Myanmar. Here you have 2 mountains, 𝐂𝐭𝐿 and 𝐂𝐴𝐺. What does this 𝐂𝐿 and 𝐂𝐴𝐺 do? They actually turn these. They actually turn these winds, and then they also deflect the wind towards northeast. So what happened? There is lot of rainfall in the northeastern region because full strength wala wind. The full strength wind actually strikes what? Strikes Monsoon, Meghalaya plateau. So you have a lot of rainfall in this. And because it is turning like this, more rainfall is in Bengal, less rainfall is in Bihar, further less rainfall in UP, further less rainfall in Western UP. Because as it is going like this, it will go on losing its moisture. Moisture come hota jayega. At around Punjab and Haryana, both the Arabian Sea branch and the Bay of Bengal branch mix, and they give some rainfall in Punjab and Haryana, some rainfall in Himalayan foothills. तो हमारी कंट्री में अगर रेनफॉल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन देखेंगे तो वेस्टर्न साइड ऑफ वेस्टर्न घाट लॉट ऑफ रेनफॉल, नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न साइड लॉट ऑफ रेनफॉल, अंडमान निकोबार एंड लक्षद्वीप good rainfall. When I say good rainfall, the rainfall is around 200-250 centimeters. Average कितना है? 118 centimeters. So good rainfall on the western side of Western Ghats, Andaman Nicobar, Lakshadweep and Northeast. Bad rainfall, very less rainfall. Rajasthan, 25 centimeters. Punjab, Haryana, 50 centimeters. The interior of the peninsular plateau, interior part, Telangana, Marathwada, very less rainfall. Droughts, dry soil, farmer poverty, suicide. ठीक है, तो मॉनसून काफी कुछ इन्फ्लुएंस करता है. और ये किससे गवर्न हो रहा है? मॉनसून गवर्न हो रहा है माउंटेन्स से. माउंटेन्स कहाँ पैरेलल है? Mountains are like this, mountains are stopping, mountains are deflecting. So much of the monsoon is what? Orographic in nature. Okay, this is the distribution of monsoon. Once you understand distribution of monsoon, you also understand the distribution of vegetation. Where will I have evergreen forest? Andaman Nicobar, Lakshadweep, western side of Western Ghats, northeastern region. Some names that you have studied in class 11th NCERT: rosewood, ebony, Mahamini. Where do I have dry deciduous forest or deciduous forest? Whole of the India, deciduous forest. Patjhad, deciduous, they shed their leaves in the dry seasons. Moist deciduous forest is towards the eastern side because eastern has more rainfall. Dry deciduous forest is to the western side. Moist deciduous forest, dry deciduous forest. Where do you have thorny vegetation? Rajasthan, Ladakh. So once you understand distribution of monsoon, once you understand these two branches, you will be better able to understand the vegetation also. What kind of forest do we have in India? You have tropical evergreen forest, You have tropical deciduous forest, moist deciduous, dry deciduous. You have what? We have temperate forest, Himalayas. We have thorny scrub forest, Ladakh and Rajasthan. You have a mangrove forest along the coast. So link to your climate, link to distribution of monsoon is the vegetation. तो इसलिए हमने vegetation तब नहीं किया, हम अभी के लिए wait करें.